This podcast is brought to you by Convo Cloth, the official clothing apparel of the NBC podcast. For the latest apparel, please go to www.nothingbutconvos.com. Now, let's get into the latest episode of the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. What's good, people? It's the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. And this is episode 54, Eagles Week 6 review. And in this week, we took that L, which was embarrassing. But you know what? We got to get back to it and keep it moving. And in this episode, I break down what went right, what went wrong, a lot of wrong, and our outlook on Kelly Green week against the Dolphins. So sit back and relax. And let's get it. Eagles Week 6 review, episode 54. Against the New York Jets. This game was a terrible game. Embarrassing. A game that we should have won. Not easily, but we should have won the game. And yes, Jalen Hurts didn't play his best football, but his teammates did not help him out. Crucial drops during the game that could have extended drives. Fumble. 2 picks that were not on him. The Goddard pick that wasn't on Jalen Hurts. The other pick where the offensive lineman got beat, that wasn't on Jalen Hurts. Now, his third interception at the end of the game, that was clearly on him. And he knows that he made the wrong read. But other than that, the defense held him to 12 points. When your defense can hold another team to straight field goals, your offense has to do something. And the blame is not on the quarterback. The quarterback had 280 yards. 1 touchdown throwing. 1 touchdown rushing the ball. Where was our rushing attack? DeAndre Swift only had 10 rushes. What you doing? We passed 45 times. That's not a balance. When the other defense knows what you're doing, they can sit back and wait for you to make a mistake. The Eagles got caught up in the Jets not having their top 2 corners, and they got pass happy. We already know in this league, teams are pass happy. But you need to set up the pass with the run. Ain't no way you just say, oh, we're just going to go away from the run. No. See if they can stop it. Because at some point in the game, they wasn't stopping the pass either. But those turnovers killed us. Missed field goal killed us. And I know some of these things are uncharacteristic. We seen this before last year when we played Washington. Plays wasn't going our way. Certain things in the game weren't going our way. We seen it. I seen it. I said, we're not winning this game. And I knew it. We weren't going to win that game, And we shouldn't have put ourselves in that type of situation during the game. The play calling is terrible. You got to put together a great game plan and execute it throughout the whole game. Jalen Hurts was running for his life, saving us that whole game. Dude draped all up on him, completed a first down. He was running out of harm's way, completing plays, dropping the ball in the bucket. Like, a lot of these sports analysts and stuff, I don't think they watch the game, because during that game, Jalen Hurts really didn't have 3 interceptions. The stats suggested that, but what happened during those other 2, that wasn't on him. The last one, yes, it was on him. The fumble on Swift, yes, that was a fumble. But don't act like the Jets beat us and they stomped down on us. Come on, man. We gave them that last touchdown because we wanted to come back and score and win the game, which that is true. But they only was scoring field goals. 12 points they had until the fourth quarter when we gave them that 7. They only had 12 points. Now, if you would have told me before this game the Eagles will hold the Jets to 12 points, I would have said, oh, we're going to outscore them by 2 touchdowns. Easily. Come on. We scored 14 points. The offense, man, looks terrible. Like, we come down, we score 14, we look good in the red zone, and then you just go from nothing, doing anything. If you're struggling like that, go back to your bread and butter. That's the running game. Or if you are going to pass, give your right tackle, Driscoll, some help. Lane Johnson got hurt. Both safeties got hurt. But the defense overcame that because the defense held it down. Why couldn't the offense overcome Lane Johnson? Give him some extra help on that side. Chip that guy. Do something. You just can't leave him on the island. Now, this week, if he does play, he has a whole week knowing that he's going to be the starter. And then now you have him understanding what to do in the game plan during the week. But I'm thinking that he didn't even think that he was going to even play. So he wasn't locked in like he was going to get in the game. He wasn't. A.J. Brown cooking him again. Best receiver in the league. Best all-around receiver in the league. Yeah, I know. You got the cheetah over there, which we are playing him this week. And he's cooking everybody. Tyreek Hill is cooking everybody. But see, my confidence in this defense to stop their offense, I think they can do that just because of the pass rushers. Can we get to Tua? I know he's going to be getting the ball out quickly and all of that, but all of that motion and everything else, just play your base defense. And if they beat us, they beat us. But offense has to get it together. And they know that. And I'm pretty sure that they will get it together. Everybody's talking about, oh, Jalen Hurts, he regressed and all of that. He didn't regress. Now, has his decision-making been bad this year? And some of those throws and interceptions, some of those interceptions is great interceptions. We know that. Some of those interceptions are great interceptions. But some of those interceptions are bad interceptions and bad decisions. And I understand when people say, oh, he regressed and all of this. No, he's just throwing it more. And when you throw it more times than not, you have other things that might go as not as planned. More interceptions, more drop balls, more certain things in the game that might not go in the favor of the quarterback. But I like it. I like him taking chances. I like him understanding, oh, I made a mistake here. Knowing that I'm not going to make that mistake again. See, these other quarterbacks, they get scared to throw it. Now, the last play of the game, he should have threw it earlier than what he did. And hey, that's a mistake. It's one loss. And everybody thinking that we lost the Super Bowl again. Or we lost in the playoffs. Nah, get that thing out of your system right now. You feel that? You feel how it feels to lose in that manner? Not that you played a great game and you lost by one or lost by a touchdown or a field goal. No. You lost the game because of turnovers and you gave the ball to the other team for them to score with a short field. And give the credit to the Jets. They won the game. You got to win. Great job. But you still have to be consistent in this league. Yeah, you got to win. Can you win next week? Can you win the following week? Can you make it to the playoffs? Can you make it to the AFC championship game? Can you make it to the Super Bowl? Yeah, y'all won. You can dance, you can loaf and all of that. But yeah, after Sunday, when you win and Monday comes, you got to think about that next week. And let's see how y'all come out next week. Yeah, it's a confidence booster. For the defense, because the offense ain't do nothing but field goals. Game management. The quarterback out there, he might be a Trent Dilfer-like quarterback. Don't make no mistakes. Get a few first downs. Get down to the 40 or the 30. Kick a field goal. Whoever got the Jets kicker in fantasy, cooking them. Because that's all they getting. Is field goals. Because he ain't throwing no touchdowns. And once in a while, Breece Hall might break one and do his thing because Breece Hall is nice. But come on, who are we kidding here, man? Sometimes you have to give it up. I give it up to that defense. That's a pretty good defense. They stopped a lot of people this year. A lot. A lot of teams. They went against Pat. They went against the Bills. They went against some top flight quarterbacks and they stopped them. Dak did his thing. But the Jets been trashed for so long. How many number one picks is on that defense? Top picks. They've been trashed for so long. They drafted what? 2 top 10 quarterbacks within 5 years of each other. Not even. Come on. Don't hold that against me. That ain't my team. But I'm just saying. You had Sam Darnold, then Zach Wilson. Within not even far apart from each other. And what does that mean? That means that y'all been trashed for a minute. If you drafting quarterbacks in the first round. And you ain't get it right. You got Sauce, top 10 pick. Quentin Williams. Garrett Wilson. 3 of your offensive tackles was in the first round. Defensive end, 2 of them. 26 pick. And then last year, the 15th pick, McDonald. Come on, man. Johnson was the 26th pick. So in 2020, You guys had 3 first-round draft picks, and now you got the first-round draft picks from trading the safety. But you just can't knock what they did. Your defense, that's a bona fide defense. And you was out 2 starters on defense that was corners, and you still did your thing. Ain't nobody going against that. Your linebackers are top in the league. Ain't nobody going against that. But to think like, oh, the Jets or whoever, we struggled. Nah, we could have won that game. And I think we did beat ourselves. But you got to tip your hat. They got 4 turnovers. They won the game. The defense did their thing. The defense really did their thing. They held them to 12 points. Ain't nothing I can say bad at what they did, on what they gave up. Hassan Reddick had 2.5 sacks. Brandon Graham had a half sack. Sweat had a sack. Milton Williams had a half sack. Jordan Davis had a half sack. So we was getting pressure. We did what we had to do. But them injuries came. Blankenship went out. Evans went out. Roby got hurt. And then we already had Carter out. Slay was out. So, yeah, the defense is hurting, but the defense didn't let these players go out and then they faltered. They still held it down. Unlike the offense. You got to come to play every game in the NFL. You can't overlook your opponent. Do I think they did? I think they did. They looking at, oh, we got the Kelly Green the next week, or we playing the Dolphins and all of that. And they just thought, oh, we just going to run over the Jets, or the Jets was going to lay down and we was just going to run over them. Nope, it don't happen like that in the league. These teams want to beat the Eagles. They're looking for you to do the brotherly shove. They're looking for you to do these things so they can try to shut you down. That's what they want to do. It's a target. They want to see if they're good enough against the Eagles. They want to see that. And the things that happen in the game, missed field goal, 4 turnovers, not running the ball. You played in their hands. And they at home. You played right in their hands. The 49ers lost. That was our opportunity to take the NFC, to have a 1-game lead on these teams. The Lions won. They 5-1. 49ers is 5-1. Dallas 4-2. Yeah, we ahead in the standings in our division, but we would have took a 2-game lead in our division. 1-game lead in the NFC. You got to think of these things. I know it's early, but you still got to think like, yo, we have to get these things. And so when you set yourself up for this gauntlet that's about to come up, well, we playing good teams. You got to rack these wins how you get them. Now, we 5-1. It is what it is. We 5-1. Lane Johnson, they say he going to be back this week. It ain't look good, but he a soldier, man. He's Philly all the way. He playing. Nicked up and everything. He's a soldier. We just signed Julio Jones. Do I think that's a good signing? Yes, I do, because Quez Watkins was trash. And now what you can do, since Julio has experience playing on the outside, you can put Devontae Smith inside the slot. Who's sticking Devontae Smith inside the slot? Or who's sticking Julio Jones inside the slot, going against a third corner? So if Julio Jones doesn't get hurt, that's a good signing. Run blocking, third receiver, or you can utilize him on the outside. It all predicates on if he doesn't get hurt. Because if he can stay healthy and he's a body out there, he's better than Quez Watkins. Or what Quez Watkins gave us the last 2 years. So this week against the Dolphins, this is a test. This is a big test to see if last week wasn't a fluke. Kelly Green game, going against one of the top offenses in the league, we got to score points. We can't leave our defense hanging. We can't. We left them hanging last week. We got to give that defense enough points to play against their offense. We got to give it to them. You know, that's just like a good pitcher. You got to give a good pitcher some runs so it don't feel like everything is on that pitcher. Just like what we got to do against Miami. We got our defense a good enough lead so now we make the Miami Dolphins one-dimensional where they just going to pass, and then that falls into our hands, to our pass rushers. But again, who knows what we going to do on offense? It got to look better. It should look better. And I have confidence that we will get better. But it starts with this week. And hey, I don't even know about this week just because of what we looked like last week. So it's up in the air with me. I got to see more on how we look. But we need to get back to running the ball, opposing our will on a defense. And that opens up everything, the middle of the field, the outside, screens, everything. When you run the ball, get the tight end involved. Quick game. But we'll see. The trading deadline is coming up. What we need corner, safety, linebacker. That's what we need. Defense. At least get 2. We got 10 picks next year. So if we can get a safety or a linebacker, I'm good with it. Or if we can get a hybrid type person that can play safety and cover in the slot, that would be great. But with that, people, it's a wrap. 1. So that was episode 54, Eagles Week 6 review. And in that week, it didn't go as planned. We ain't get that dub. But you know what? How we was playing the first 5 games, something had to happen in the 6th game to let us come together and say, yo, this is not it. We got to get it together and get on the same page if we want to make a long run in the playoffs and to get back to the Super Bowl. And I know they will get back on track, and it starts against the Miami Dolphins. So with that, people, stay safe, give respect, and show love. 1. Make sure you go listen to all old and new NBC podcast episodes on all podcasting platforms. And please go to www.nothingbutconvos.com for the latest apparel.